I'm not late at all. I feel like I'm on time. I'm on time. No, literally, I was making a post on Instagram to just say that I'm getting started, which might be how you got here, depending on how much of a, I don't know, it's not a lag, but the difference between like posting versus what it said. Anyways, I don't remember what I was saying anymore. Oh yeah, so I was trying to post a little video of what the background looks like, just basically to be like, hey, I'm here getting the stream started, and normally the camera's facing this direction, so you don't get to see what's over there. So I took a video and a picture of what this side looks like, and it's basically just some really big like plushies and 2 meditation pillows, and my dog is laying on them, so they're all like kind of stuffed together in a corner. So if you get to my Instagram in the next 24 hours, and today is Monday, the 21st of April, so if you get to my Instagram before 3:30 tomorrow, my time, 24 hours from now, you should be able to see it. Otherwise, I'm not gonna put it up again. I don't really like the idea of like showing my entire space. Like I don't know. Maybe it's just like growing up in the hood, or like being around those situations where you feel better not letting people know what you have, if that makes sense. Because I don't know how other people grew up. I think there was a long time where maybe it's just being naive. But I would just be super excited to like show people what I had, and like whatever it was. Maybe it was like my new shoes or like a new binder or something like that. And then I don't remember when it happened. It was like sometime between, I think it was in middle school. During middle school at some point, I realized that if I tell people or show people things that I have, it will draw more attraction to opportunities to take something. So yeah, I don't know if that's just like a normal thing or if that's just where, an environmental thing. But yeah, I don't think I'll ever do like a full tour of any of my spaces. Because yeah, I just feel like that would be weird. I know they have those like GTA maps of like the A&P house and all that other stuff. Like I don't really know how that works, but I do know like so it's the A&P house, right? And like people go in, they like walk around and they can like see it. And at first I thought, well, this is just, a mock-up, it's not really what it looks like. But then I saw Kai playing with someone that didn't know who he was, just a random like selection. And he was like turning the corners and running around like he knew where everything was. And I was like, yeah, this must be really how it is. Because, at least the bedroom is. And they've done enough walkthroughs of the place that, unless there's like a lot of production rooms, which I'm sure there are, like guest rooms and stuff, because people be staying the night. Yeah, that would kind of freak me out. Because I don't know how I feel about somebody knowing the ins and outs of my house without me even knowing who they are. Because then they could know, like, yeah, they would just know where everything is. That would be weird. But with that being said, if you notice, I am doing some stretching before I'm going to do some mobility. And the reason is, yesterday I was not able to do Sunday stretching. My schedule got a little bit tossed around, and I had to go to a family event during the time that I would have been streaming. So I decided I was going to stream before that, but that would mean that I would be, getting stuff ready for the family event. Ooh wee! Getting something ready for the family event. And so I was like, well, why don't I just do a just chatting stream, which I hope I put in the right category. That's some kid that has like a really annoying little like e-bike thing. It's so frustrating. Do you hear? I was like, like it's anyway. What was I saying? Dang, now I don't remember what I was saying. Perhaps I'll remember later. But yeah, I'm just going back and forth right now. Ease myself into this. Oh yeah, I was saying yesterday I had a family event, so I decided to stream it. I put it in as just chatting, and basically what I ended up doing was I did a bit of cooking, not really cooking, I just kind of like assembling, because I made deviled eggs for the family event, which I feel like is, Easter and all that stuff, and it's easy to take and make and all of that. So it's kind of, I was already making that, and that's why it was easy for me to just turn the camera on, because I was like, this means nothing to have it recorded. It's not going to be like extra stress. But I didn't have time to stretch yesterday. Realistically, I could have come home after everything and stretched, and I just was not disciplined enough to even think about that. When I got home, what did I do? Oh, I had left my dog here. I left Zoe here because my sister has a new place and it's pretty big and there's a lot of people there, and I didn't want her to be like overstimulated. So I left her here, so I got back and I had to like take her out and everything. And I think I really just came upstairs and like started watching YouTube or something. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's what I did. I didn't do anything productive basically, and I felt like I've been falling asleep very quickly. I have to take a certain kind of medication that makes me fall asleep pretty like regularly, which is good, but normally when I take it I have about an hour before I start to feel like tired, but lately it's been like 20 minutes and I don't know why that is, but this is like the 4th time this has happened where I'm like, oh, okay, I've got about an hour before I'm really tired, and then the next day I wake up and I'm like, whoa, like I did not make it through to like even just sometimes just even taking off my clothes and like putting pajamas on, or whatever. It just doesn't happen. So yeah, I think either something's going on with me or I don't know. But I have to time it better now. So I think because I've been going to sleep within 20 minutes, like about 20 minutes range, 20-30 minutes, that I should just do everything at the same time. And then that way, if I pass out, I'll be okay. I'm picking up speed. I don't know if you are on these. I'm also, as I feel comfortable, I don't know where you are, but I'm trying to come up all the way. So I'm kind of in like a little bit of a Z-sit still, but my hips are opening. Right, so I'm here, and then I come up all the way so my hips can kind of like lock out and open, and then I switch and come down. So like remember to go all the way to the top, or at least as high as you can go, so that you can like open your hips. I feel like that is like a really easy way to stretch your hips with low impact, because you don't have to go all the way up, right? You can go as high up as you want, but then just try and pull your legs apart. Like I said, mine aren't as far as they can be, but they're decent, I feel like, for me. So yeah, if you saw my stream yesterday, I made eggs, deviled eggs on camera. I ended up just like putting my phone over my oven, like the stove, and okay. I'm gonna go back this way, but I don't want my crotch to be in the camera, so just because I've already kind of got this stretch going. I need to start working this one in more often. I'm trying to remember to stretch my quads. The more I engage my back, the more I can tell that my quads are still way tighter than they should be. Which is crazy because they don't hurt and they don't feel like they're not functioning. But then when I need to do something tricky or like specific, that's when I notice like, oh shit. Like just now, just doing that camel, it was all quads. Like that's not really bending even, you know? It's like slightly. Anyway. That one was good. So it's here. Kind of come back. If you still need to do one hand and then the other, that's fine. Obviously the goal is to actually be able to go back completely, just straight back. But it's a progression. Obviously I'm not near that, so I started here and then I started doing this, right? And so I kind of go this way and then this way. Right, so I just kind of get used to being back with both hands, and then the more I feel comfortable, I can start wrapping around. It just depends on what you're comfortable with. There's a lot of ways to get up in it. Just go at your own pace, basically. You don't want to. Oh my gosh, I needed 2 child's pose. Like I really feel like I haven't stretched in a year. Maybe not a year, but a while. Oh, alright, I'm gonna have to introduce that one to you real quick. But first, I need some music because I do not want to be trying to fill the space with rambling. Okay. I don't have to sit down right now, but when things don't work right away, I feel like I have to like not get worked up, so that I'm like, let me just sit down. I'm not like physically tired. Okay. So we need some who's a good person to have covers of? I wish I could do like SZA covers. I'm just gonna do lo-fi right now. Because I'll just end up looking at this forever. It won't be great. And I'll still end up picking some stuff I want to change. Anyway. I don't know how loud this is going to be. I don't know what my hair is doing. I apologize. I actually I have these extensions that I bought because I can't dye my hair because my hair is so thin. If I try to bleach it, it just breaks off. So I've accepted that I have to dye extensions to get the look that I want to achieve, because I've always wanted like ombre hair. So yeah, so I was like, oh, I can just do it myself because, you know, I can see it. It's not my own hair. Like I shouldn't mess it up or anything. Nope. Turns out I messed it up still. So I don't know. I feel like I'm obviously not gonna like take someone to like do professional anything. I feel like it would be cheaper to just buy more hair and start over, honestly. But it is real human hair, which might sound creepy. I don't know. It always feels a little creepy to say that, but it's just easier to use real hair than plastic because you can't like straighten it or anything. It just will melt. So it's like if you have human hair, then you can pretty much treat it like your real hair, like I thought I would be able to do with my extensions and dyeing it. But yeah, anyways, they're not like terribly messed up, but they came lighter than I thought they would. So I ended up dyeing them black more, just a little more black. But apparently I didn't comb through it enough. So when I went to wash it out and they dried, there were patches of basically brown hair now because it was compared to the black. Oh, I haven't done those in a while. If you haven't done those, I highly suggest that you do them. If you like sit at a desk or you like look at your phone a lot or like tilt your head down a lot, because it's just like a way to like counteract that like hunchback thing and like kyphosis, which is like, you know, when your neck kind of starts curving. I think they call it tech neck now. So to counteract that, obviously like stretching your arms out like this is going to give your head a chance to like pop back this way in a more comfortable way, because you're not like leaning back and your head's upside down, which usually is what stops people from tilting their head all the way back. So then you can also grab the ground and pull forward while holding the ground in front of you and pulling back with your hips, so that you're getting a stretch between your arms all the way through your armpits and then back to your lower back. So this entire line basically that I'm making here. And then so once your head is up, you should feel like the stretch and the relief in your like thoracic area, like right beneath your neck. And you can keep pushing up depending on your flexibility. You can also turn to make sure you have range that way. I apparently don't have very good range, which is crazy because like I thought I had fine range. I didn't realize, but again, it's one of those things where like you don't notice until like you have to like do something. And this was an actual test, right? Like I don't think I would have noticed it otherwise. But yeah, I think my left side is more dominant than my right side. So when I turn to look over my shoulder on the left, I can see further than if I turn on the right. Which, you know, makes sense because sometimes I'll try and like grab my hands above my head, you know, behind me, and I can't reach. And then I switch to the other side and I can reach. So yeah, if you do that, like kind of push your fingertips down, but holding your hands up like this, and then lifting one, and then the other. If you can do 10 of those on each side, I'll give you $5. The first time, not eventually. Like the first time, you can do 10 on each side, I'll give you $5. Because for me, I can probably do it, but it would take me a long time without it burning a lot. And I don't know, let's just see if I can even do it. Now that I'm just talking shit, let's find out. Maybe that's a stupid bet. Okay, let me see. Okay, actually, if you saw that, then you might have noticed, I don't know what it looked like, but it felt like by the end, my hands were coming up way higher. And I think it was like an actual like stretch, like it was a mobility stretch. You know what I mean though? Because I feel like just now, I was being mobile, but it was stretching. And that's what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I'm gonna step through this time. Come back. I'm not gonna come up yet. I'm just gonna chill here, and then I'm gonna put one hand to the inside, and I'm gonna curve. Alright, I like doing this because it's like you play the guitar, you know, like and just do 5. Okay, now I'm going to replace my opposite hand in the same spot and go up the other way. Five on this side. Okay, I'm gonna come back down. I'm doing a stretch in here. Yuck, that actually looks like a very awful angle. Okay, so basically, if you weren't here the last 2 weeks, I kind of figured this out / studied it a little bit more. And I learned that when you're trying to get your hips spread, you want to loosen your hips to get more hip flexibility and just like fluidity, you have to focus on your quads first. So like a lot of people, including myself, for the last, however long, I've been focusing on how much I can go out this way and how much my hips can do this way, but I have not been focusing on what's going on right here. And now that I do think about it, I can tell, because I didn't even know to pay attention to it. I was so busy worrying about what my hips were doing. I can tell that this is really like, it's tight. And I do feel like if it wasn't as tight, I would be able to pull it back more. And then gravity would be able to do more work on my hips. Because before, I'd be like this, right? And I'd just be trying to like push like that, right? So push this way. Now my hamstring is being stretched, which seems like it's a good thing, but my back leg is now basically only there for support. it's not really doing anything, and I'm not actually stretching my hips because I'm so focused on the push. My hips aren't maxing out. So focus on stretching the back leg. That'll loosen everything up through here. And I can feel it, like I almost feel like I have to like kind of like not put too much stress on it because I feel like it's not strong enough yet. So keep that in mind. Alright, I'm gonna come back up. This time I'm gonna come up with like the scissor legs. So like this, keeping my front leg straight. I can kind of bend my back leg or turn it if I need to. It's just about stretching through this back leg. The back of your front leg, I mean. Okay, so same thing, but just 3 on each side. So we're gonna come up. 1, and then go all the way through. So that's 1, 2, and then 3. Okay, how was that one? That one I feel like a little bit of a shake when I do it on the outside of my leg, but it's a good kind of shake. Feels like I'm definitely strengthening something. Okay, so then just come back down to the lunge. This time, come back here. And you're gonna sit all the way down. While you sit like this, think about the fact that you're trying to stretch out the back half or the back side of your straight leg, and your butt is basically sitting on your foot. So front leg is stretched from the back, back side is being stretched from your front leg, and then you are sitting on your foot in the back. For me, my right leg is straight, my left leg is bent, and I'm sitting on my left foot. Actually, I'm still trying to stay square, but I can feel my butt on my foot. And then the next part, the next motion I'm going to say from here is you're going to come up to a lunge, but then you're going to pivot to a side lunge. So when you feel ready, this one's stretching my lower back a lot right now, so I'm kind of stalling. Okay, so we're here. I'm going to come up onto my front knee. Once I feel like I have enough of an incline on my front leg, I can twist out this way. I try to keep my toes pointed, so I'm going to just make sure it's aligned with the ground. And then I'm just going to chill here for a little bit. Like I said, I'm kind of doing a combo of mobility and stretching today because I did not get to do stretching Sunday yesterday. I still did stream. I still streamed, but I did not do a Sunday stretching stream. And therefore, I need to do sort of 2-in-1. And I do mean need, because I don't know if you remember, but I definitely feel like not doing the stretches and the mobility exercises is noticed. I didn't know I needed it until I didn't have it. No, I knew I needed it. I just didn't know how to make it a habit. And now I can listen to my body and I can tell. I can tell when it's bothering, when it's time to keep doing something. Okay, so now this one, I'm going to switch to the other side. Ideally, if I was already stretched, like I did stretch yesterday or something, then I would go back and forth from side lunges before I work my way back up to the other side. But because I didn't stretch yesterday, I don't think my body has enough. I haven't checked in with my body enough to say, let me just hop to that one. Because mobility is about working your way up from stretching and making sure that you're able to feel comfortable in each position so that when you're trying to move from one to the other, there's a flow, which is what the mobility is. But yeah, if you're not stretched out and you try to do something like that, the opposite can happen. You can end up just hurting yourself trying to do a stretch too fast, which is crazy. So I'm gonna shift to this side instead of going back and forth, which would normally be a mobility Monday exercise. I'm gonna move up and then I'm gonna start doing the stretches from where I was at the very beginning of this side, and then I'll go back and forth. So it's gonna look like I'm going up and then down and then back, but I was just gonna say why. Okay, so crawling over into this buddy. And this is just the left side now for me. On my left side, I feel like the angle for this is always a little different, but I'm trying to keep my knee facing forward and my outer leg, my right leg, parallel to, well, I guess it's not parallel for me because I'm not touching the ground, but I'm trying to make sure that my foot is flat on the ground. So if you can see this, my toe is hitting the ground. Maybe if you're flexible enough, you can put your whole foot down on the ground. I can only put down like the first 3 toes if I really try. I feel like the lighting did not like ruin the video so much today. I feel like last week when I did Mobility Monday, the sun was so bright. Oh yeah, I had to put baby Yoda. I had to use Yoda plushie to like block the sun. Because it was like, this is how it was. It was so bright. You couldn't even really see me. It was awful. Yeah. So I think the only reason why it's not like super aggressive right now is because it was raining on and off today. And now of course the rain is off. But yeah, it's going back and forth a little bit. Not like raining, just kind of like sprinkling. Okay, so I'm going to come up, which means I'm going to make sure that I'm comfortable with my foot down here so I can pivot without it popping or anything. Which again is part of stretching. But I'm here now. So I'm just going to kind of curl back this way to get started. And remember that this angle is awful. Oh, I'm so sorry. This is such an awful angle. I need to find a different one. Is this better? Now it looks like I'm just trying to do an ass shot. Just cover it up like this. You have no idea what it feels like to actually try and be modest. And your butt's just like, nah, here. Okay, so I'm again kind of trying to stretch out through the center, but putting emphasis on my quad. And I'm gonna go all the way up because that's how I started, right? I'm gonna go all the way up because I feel like I didn't stretch in here enough to be all the way down there. That's not how I started, right? I was like this, and then I did this. I remember now. Alright, now I'm dropping down and it feels a lot easier to do that because I already stretched out my back a little bit more, which is needed. Okay, so now I'm gonna hold this one for a little bit longer and then I'm gonna twist into the side lunge so I can do the back and forth. Side to side, I mean. Also, another chance to remember to keep your knee over your ankle. So I have to kind of like adjust when I push forward. Tuck the toe and then turn, or you can keep the toe flat and then pivot, just whatever feels comfortable. I don't really have a preference right now. What is my hair doing? Sorry, y'all. Alright, I'm gonna go back and forth now after I scratch myself. Alright, here we go. Slow and steady. Do not try and go too fast in the beginning. Even if you feel like you can, do a couple. Make sure you're good. So you don't want to get too excited with these ones. You can easily hurt yourself trying to go back and forth too fast here. Ask me how I know. I'm still currently healing from doing something similar because I did feel like I was all stretched out and very confident in the move because I've been doing it. But I hadn't done it yet, right? It was, a new day. And that was enough to fuck me up. And I've never ever had an injury in this area at all, ever in my entire life. And I just kind of like, I think I talked about this on stream. No, I wasn't even streaming yet because I was still going to the gym. Basically, I was at the gym and there's a person, you have the mats where you can like stretch out and stuff. There's not a lot of them, maybe enough for like 8 people. So when you get there, you have to kind of be close to people and, you don't want to look like you're just wasting the space. At least that's how I feel. Like, I'm like, if somebody's like sitting there on their phone, I'm like, that's so selfish. Anyways, so there was a guy next to me and he was like doing all this crazy, like moving around, like whatever. And I'm just trying to stretch from like feeling the pressure of like being next to somebody that was doing all that. I decided to kick it up a notch. And instead of just going really slowly, because I was doing these from the front to the back, instead of just going like this, I went like came over this side, and this whole part I felt it just pull. Like I've never felt nothing like that. It's like I said, even in Syria, like the most I've ever had happen is like I fell off a bike, but I went that way, if you know what I mean. So like the bar, just like, and I ended up having to walk home because I could not even sit down. It hurt so bad. And I didn't want to go to the doctor because I was like, I don't want them to look at it and be like, nothing we can do. Like, I'll be all right. Yeah, why was I even saying that? Why was I even saying that? I don't remember. I shouldn't be going off on tangents. Oh yeah, so I'm in the gym. I freaking ripped, like, it didn't like rip, but I could tell, like, something was, it felt deeper than a rip. Like, it literally felt like some sort of ligament was going to never be back. And, yeah, I panicked. I didn't do any of the things I've ever learned about in school, and I took, like, hardcore anatomy and uni and stuff. I literally just thought to myself, if I give in to the pain, if I like sit here and like rest a little bit and then like stop what I'm doing and like go get some ice and go home and relax, like somehow in my mind I was like, that's gonna make this shit so much worse. And so I was like, no, I have to, like, I gotta really fuck myself up right now. I kid you not, that was like within the first like 10 seconds I was like, I gotta fuck myself up right now so my body knows, like, too bad, like, you gotta get over it. So I literally like grab this area and I start like rubbing it, like, and not in a nasty way, like I was just like, you know, and it hurt so much. It's basically like when you get a cut, you know, and you get like a scrape or something and then you pour alcohol on it. It was like that. Like, it felt like that. Like, I was just like, I have to make this better by like shaking this shit up. Like, I felt like I was just gonna have like muscle memory, like trauma from the first thing. So it's like, if I just, and this is my logic now, I don't know what I was thinking then, I just did it. And I did that until it like started to calm down, because like I said, it was just like, it was kind of like reached its max pain at that point, and I was just kind of like trying to like literally massage it, right? And that I was able to like get out of the gym without like limping or looking weird. I did stretch for a lot longer after that. I was like, we're not doing anything else at the gym now. But yeah, and then, you know, for the next week or so, it hurt a lot, but I could just tell in my body, like for real in my body, like not doing that I would have had so much worse pain. Like, I could just tell when I got home, I was like, I did the best I could do for myself in that situation. So yeah, I can still feel it, obviously. I've just been taking it easy in that area in general. But that's why I learned my lesson. Okay, she just ran over here. Hey, little me. Okay, so I'm gonna basically go up and down 10 times, I think is what I'm gonna do. I feel like 10 times right now is just a comfortable count. I'm not necessarily trying to like burn out or hit any sort of goal. I just feel like for Mobility Monday, like a sequence progression is better than like, or like, you know, like I said, like crushing all the way to your max or just keeping it too easy. So whatever you feel is comfortable. I'm gonna go with 10, and yeah. I guess if you have like pretty loose hips, like if your hips aren't tight, you can probably do these faster. Like I said, like it really just depends on your comfort level. Or you could increase the number. Or you could do both, honestly. Whatever you want. It's the whole point of customizing it. My body wants to just hang up there for a second, so that's what I'm gonna do. I kind of got carried away in this one. I'm just going to go with it. Alright, I'm going to come back down to the original plan. I think I still have like 5 more. This is a little segue in my exercise. Alright, I'm gonna come all the way down. All the So remember when you're doing these ones to think about being a hinge. The goal is to become flat this way, not this way. Right? So your stomach should hit your thighs before your chest hits your legs. If that makes sense. So the only reason why I'm actually grabbing my feet is because my stomach is touching they are touching my legs, right? So I'm not going like this, which I could be if I wanted to like just get down as low as I could. Like you see how I'm like hunched over versus to being like this. So just take note of that. I know that it might look like I'm hunching over to grab my feet, but this is hunching. Right? This is hunching. You can see the curve in my back doesn't line up. And then this one, it's matched. It's straight, it's flat. And like I said, that's the goal, is to fold from the back, from your stomach up. And that is also how you are able to get better at handstand presses. If you don't know what a handstand press is, don't worry, I can't do one to show you. Okay, so now that I am stretched through my hips this way, I am going to, well, I think the easiest thing to do, because I'm running out of time here and added a couple extra, is I'm going to actually pull both legs out. Sometimes I just do one side and then the other side, but I'm going to save some time. I'm going to put both legs out, and then I'm going to go through the center before I go side to side, and then I'm going to, you probably already know. That's what I'm going to do. When you're doing these, feel free to kind of shake out your legs a little bit. Make sure your knees aren't feeling too stressed. This is one of those stretches that your hips will open up to fairly quickly if you do these stretches a lot, because your hips are kind of like prone to staying tighter in a natural state than they actually have range. So when you do these, maybe for like 30 seconds, you might notice like, oh, I can put my foot back a little bit more. And one way to check in with that is, like I said, just kind of bounce your legs, see if they feel a little bit of relief. You might notice like, oh, it doesn't feel like I need to stretch that much. And then you can put a foot back if you want to. You don't have to. Just try and get closer to the ground if you want, versus to trying to get your legs farther apart. If that's a goal of yours. I feel like everything is a goal for me, and I don't want to like talk about all the things that I'm working on all the time because it would be overwhelming. But I do have goals to get completely flat. I think I care more about being completely flat than having my middle splits. And once you're completely flat to the ground, I feel like that opens you up to a lot more options as far as transitions go. Yeah. Versus to being able to play legs apart. I feel like that's more style points than anything. Oh, it feels so nice. Oh. Okay, now I'm just gonna go from one side to the other, just to make sure I get both sides stretched before I start doing a full exercise. Oh my gosh, if this feels amazing to you, give me a 2 in the chat, because like I said, I don't know if it's just me, because I just got, like, I didn't do my Sunday stretching. No, I'm gonna come this way down versus to up, because right now I feel like that's more comfortable for me, and there is a difference between the entries. But yeah, I feel like because I didn't stretch yesterday, maybe that made like a huge difference in what I'm doing, but I feel like stretching right now is like there's like a lot more benefit from it right now than normal. Okay. Now I feel like I've stretched out enough on each side that I could start going from here to here. This is another good low back activity / exercise you can do. If you're having low back pain of any kind, or maybe you just want to stretch out your low back more, I feel like you can't really go wrong with this one if you sit down. Unless your hips are already super flexible, you're still going to feel a stretch in your back because it's not very common in life for you to have your legs spread and for you to twist side to side at the same time. Like, it is likely that you can sit or stand and twist side to side, but with your legs spread and twisted, it doesn't really happen naturally, I feel like, for most people. So you will probably notice when you do this stretching on both your lower back and your hips, maybe even on your sides if you decide you want to try these ones. I feel like these ones, even though it looks easy to do, you're not flailing yourself, you're not like just going really fast. You actually want control on your way around, which uses a lot of core. So if you're trying to do these ones and you're struggling, think about finding strength in your core and not just trying to get one hand over to the other side. I'm actually not really thinking about my hands at all, other than remembering to keep them straight. My core is pretty much making the decision, right? Like, I can feel my core tensing up right as I get to the bottom, and that's like a cue for me to push myself up through the other side. I feel like ballerinas must do this, right? Ballet? I feel like they have this like on a bar or something. But nonetheless, ballerinas have really great posture, and I think that's a good sign that if they do it, it's probably going to be good for you as well. Okay, so my lower back feels really good, my shoulders are feeling good, my hips are feeling good. I did some hip work. I did a little bit of leg stretching, but I think I could do a little bit more. And I know it's already almost been an hour. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do legs, just like a couple legs exercises. They're not going to be too much, and then that'll be it. So I'll go over an hour a little bit, but last part is legs. So if you decide that you don't want to get up at the end of the stream, you want to just lay out in Shavasana and just kind of pass out afterwards, or take your time getting up, this will be the last part, and it does not require you to stand up again at the end. Okay. Legs together. Find a comfortable space to come to the ground. Try to make sure you can see me. I hope you can see me. You should be able to see me. So first, I just like to make sure I'm completely stretched out through the back. I lift my shoulders off the ground a little bit and then do a little worm so that my upper back is pulled as far up as it can away from my hips. I can feel a little bit of tension in my lower back release when I do that. It's basically like a decompression of your spine without being upside down. Okay, so like I said, I don't have a lot of time left for this, so I'm going to move kind of quickly through it. But I am going to do something a little bit different since I haven't stretched this week yet. So just grab both of your knees. This one is probably the only new hip / back compression that hasn't already been done. So just make sure you feel comfortable like this. maybe make sure your back is completely flat on the ground. From your head all the way down to your tailbone, you should feel your back completely flat and not just flat in some areas. Like I know a lot of times my lower back is not always flat when I'm in certain positions on my back. But in this position, because you're holding your knees up, there's really no reason why your back shouldn't be flat on the ground. So now that you have been holding this for a little bit, go at your own pace, of course, but find your feet. Find your feet. Now this might be enough for you to just stop here, but if you're ready to move on, you have two options. The first option is to pull your feet up as high as you can above your head, and that might mean bent like this or straight out like this. Just depends on your flexibility and comfort level. The other way you can do this from grabbing your feet is to tuck your elbows on the inside of your thighs, and that'll give you the ability to kind of pull your hips apart while holding your feet together, or holding your feet apart as well, so you get like a deeper hip stretch. So again, I'll show you the difference between the two. The first one, we come from here, holding the knees, grabbing the feet, and then pushing up, right? I can straighten my legs all the way for this one, which is good. The goal would be to be able to bring your legs and feet all the way behind you. I'm not stretched out enough to try that right now, but that's the goal. And then the other option, you can go from holding your knees like this, grabbing your feet, tucking your elbows in front of your inner thighs, or putting your elbows on your inner thighs, and then trying your best to keep your hips open. If you can, press your hips open more. And then the best way to do these for mobility is, of course, to make sure you can be mobile in them. So if you're in this one where your legs are apart like this, you can try and move side to side. Again, helping with your hips, helping with your spine, side to side. You can also try and see if you can roll back and forth, or maybe even in a ball. But again, this is checking in with your hips and your spine. The next one, of course, if your feet are in front of you or above you, you can also try and rock back and forth or side to side. It's a little harder going side to side when your legs are together, at least for me. Maybe more stabilizing, I guess, if you're working on your lower back. That feels like it could be a good exercise. A lot of these are good for lower back, or maybe my lower back's just messed up today. I don't know. But I feel like a lot of these are targeting my lower back right now. So yeah, side to side with your legs up feels like it feels like a counteractive lower back stretch, where I'm like stretching it in areas where, I'm working it in areas that it doesn't usually get to work in, which is like giving it relief. Like being able to stand up after you've been sitting all day, it's like, whoo, standing up. Or like the opposite, you've been standing all day and you're like, whoo, sitting down. That's what it feels like. It's like, ooh, twisting this way. Okay, so I'm gonna bring my feet down to the ground. Slowly as controlled. Take one more deep breath, and then I think I'm going to do hip rotations, internal and external. I don't want to do any more leg extensions. I just don't want to. So, here, basically, my knees are up like this, both of them. I'm going to switch to one side. So right now, my right knee is basically straight center. If I'm going to draw a line from my belly button down to my knee, they would be in a line together. Then I'm going to go back to the other side. And it's going to basically look like windshield wipers. So again, just try to make your knee in line with your belly button every switch. So whichever knee is going to the center should be lined up with your belly button. Try not to move your legs a lot. I think I'm moving my legs a lot. But your legs should be pretty much in the exact same position. Your feet, I mean. And just your hips and your knees should be sort of controlling the motion here. You can also like put your hands out flat on the ground for stability. Okay, I'm gonna do 2 more. Okay. So that was windshield wipers on the hips. Okay, hopefully I have enough room for this. It's gonna be the last thing. You can make it hard if you want it to be hard by doing both legs at the same time. You could also do it that way if you want to be over with it faster. If you have like somewhere you need to be, you can do both legs at the same time. Obviously doing one leg and then the other leg is a good idea if you can't do both at the same time, but you should try both at the same time at least once. So I like to do it at the end because I know that I've warmed each side up. So up, out, down, in, 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 up, out, down, and 2 more, down, in, up, out, down, in. Okay, let that like kind of chill out for a little bit. You gotta do the left side. I'm trying to do 10 on each side, but honestly, I'm just guessing at this point how many I'm actually doing. Trying to save up enough strength to be able to do 5 with both legs at the same time. Up, out, down, in, 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 up, out, down, and I'm gonna do this one as the last one. We'll do one more actually. Okay. Hopefully that was 10 on each side. Watch it be like 7. Hope it was at least 10 on each side. Alright, now the goal is to do 5 with both legs at the same time. Same idea. Up, out, down, in. But with both legs instead of one. Okay. Up, out, down, in, 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 up, out, down, and in. Okay, was that 5? Was that 5? Okay, well, I done did it, y'all. What time is it? Okay, it's not that bad. 1:10, 1:11. I feel like, sorry for my hair. Sorry for my hair. I feel like today was a little different. There was some different exercises than normal, than usual. Hopefully you like them. Like I said, it's a little bit of a hybrid of Sunday stretching because I'm just kind of lacking in that area right now. But nonetheless, if you made it this far, I love you more. And hopefully I see you next time. Bye-bye.